Hey, what's up everyone? It's Coach Damon here. I got a question from a young goalie about the save edits that I've been doing. So if you've followed this channel for a while, you know I love putting out these save edits. When you watch a normal lacrosse highlights, it's just all goals. You don't get to see any of the saves. And so I love watching lacrosse, one, and two, I love putting out that content for the goalies. So I put out these videos that just show all the different saves, a save edit. And we got a question from a young goalie on how best to analyze that film. Let's take a listen.
Hey Coach, I have a question regarding analyzing lacrosse games. So when I watch lacrosse games, I start out analyzing them, I think, okay. But by the end, I'm just enjoying the game. I'm not really getting anything extra out of it. And I was just wondering how you analyze the game and how other goalies could analyze not only how other goalies play, but also how the different positions react to different things that the positions do, and how to be able to see that on the field in a game. Thanks so much.
So that is an outstanding question. It's an outstanding question. I learned a lot about film analysis from Dom Madonna. In the Lacrosse Goalie Summit 3, Dom gave an amazing presentation on how he analyzes film. And a lot of the tips and tricks that I'm going to give you right now come specifically from Dom's presentation. The first thing I'll say is, it's okay just to enjoy the highlights, right? I know a lot of goalies watch those save edits right before games just to get themselves in the right mood. So it's 100% okay just to watch and enjoy and get yourself, in a pumped up state and use those save edits in that situation. So that's one way you can use the save edits. But if you're really looking to learn and really looking to up your goalie game and your lacrosse IQ, here are some other ideas, all right? The second thing is, what I like to do is look at the defense. Look at the defense, right? When your defense gives up a shot, where was the breakdown, right? What happened? Did someone not slide? Did someone slide when they weren't supposed to? Really, we're just upping our lacrosse IQ by analyzing this play, right? And maybe it was great defense. Maybe the particular shot that you're looking at, and this happens on a lot of plays, there's nothing different you would have done defensively. You'll take that shot every single time. But sometimes there are breakdowns. And so understanding where those breakdowns come from, and it can be pretty obvious or not, right? As you watch more lacrosse, as you start to up your lacrosse IQ and you understand where the one slide should come from, where the two slide should come from, you'll start to see these trends, these patterns, right? And then when you yourself are playing a game, you can identify that and you're just upping your lacrosse IQ, all right? So watch the defense. Number two, it's kind of the same idea, is to watch the offense, right? How is the offense generating a shot? Where's the play coming from? What set are they in, right? What kind of picks are they running? How do they generate an open shot? So I think understanding that, and the more of these save edits that you watch, again, you're just upping your lacrosse IQ. And then when you go out onto the field, yes, it's very different, right? We don't have that overhead camera perspective, right? But it's still lacrosse. And the more you up your lacrosse IQ, the more you are going to be able to recognize some of these offensive sets, recognize some of these offensive plays, recognize where they're trying to generate shots from. All right. So I like to review the defense. I like to review the offense. And then of course we're looking at the goalie. We're looking at the goalie. And as I learned from Dom, we can break it down into three different specific things we're looking at the goalie. Pre-shot, during the shot or the release, and then post-shot. So pre-shot, here's what we're looking at. So here's a slide that comes directly from Dom's presentation about what we look at before the shot, right? First bullet point, it's so easy to get caught up ball watching. I talked about watching the defense, analyzing the offense. When we're analyzing the goalie, we're not looking at the ball, right? We're just looking at the goalie, and we're looking at the fundamentals. First thing is the stance, right? Are they in a good athletic lacrosse goalie stance? Second thing we're looking at is the positioning, right? Are they tracking the ball as it moves around the field and each time adjusting their position to be in a great position, landing at a different point in their arc in a very athletic position, and then ending up in great positioning, meaning you're splitting the goal from the shooter's perspective. And then finally, if you have the audio, we can analyze what the goalie is saying. Are you communicating loudly, crisply, and accurately to your defense? So those are the things we can take a look at when we think about analyzing a goalie before the shot. And then once a shot is released, and again, we can, the beauty of having this as a video is we can slow it down, we can freeze it, we can move super slow. And you can do this with your own film, or you can do this with the save edits. It's great to do it with your own film if you can, analyze your own game, but you can certainly learn a ton by watching the pros, by watching the elite college athletes. I've had goalies, I'm thinking of specifically Simon Bellamy on the podcast, who say, they're YouTube goalies. Like everything that they've learned has come from studying other goalies. So you can absolutely learn, the fundamentals and learn the more advanced concepts by analyzing and watching goalies. All right. So the second thing we're looking at is the release. When the release happens, freeze it, look at the goalie. And what are we looking for? Let's take a look. So here's the things we should be looking at on the release. What are your body and your hands doing right as the shot comes? So many times you'll see a goalie's hands drop or their body drop. Natural reaction, right? They're not reacting to the shot. It's just an innate response, and then the shot goes high. We don't want to do that. We want to get all hitches out of our system so that we will make one direct, clean movement right to the ball. So what are your hands doing? What is your body doing? What are your feet doing? So many times you'll see a false step, right? Where the shot comes to your left, you take a step to your right first and then go to your left. We've got to get that out of our system. Remember, one quick, direct movement to the ball. Are you balanced on the release? Many times you'll see a goalie who's got 1 foot in the air when the ball is coming. 1 foot in the air when the ball is coming. So if they need to drive off that foot, they then have to plant it and then drive. And that's not efficient. And then the final thing we're looking at is, are you staying square to the shooter, or are you square to the shooter on the release? And then, of course, we want to stay square to the shooter. But this note here is, are you squared up? All right, so that's what we're looking for when we freeze the shot, when we freeze the film at the shot, and look at the goalie and see what's happening. And then finally, I like to look at the goalie, post-save, or even post-goal for that matter. But let's start with post-save, right? What are we looking for post-save? Let's take a look at that. Okay, so here's a list of things we can take a look at after the shot. So, are your goalie's eyes tracking the ball, right? Are his hands ready to make the outlet? Do they come up? Like, what happens after the save? I should be if I make the save for that matter, I should, instantly have my eyes up and be looking for an outlet, a clear, to lead the clear. If there's a rebound, am I tracking that rebound? Right? If there's a deflection, am I seeing that ball? Am I pointing at it? Is there an opportunity to chase out? Chase the ball, win a possession for your team? And then finally, if you do get scored on, what's the body language, right? How do you react to that? Are you the type of goalie that's going to get down on himself, slump the shoulders? Are you the type of goalie that's going to have strong, positive body language and move on to the next play? And then we can also look at a goalie post-goal. So I don't show many goals in the save edits, but as you're watching your own film, or as you're watching just a game for that matter, right? How does the goalie react when he gives up a goal? Look at that body language, right? right? Is it strong, confident body language? If he gives up an easy one, is he saying, you know what, that one's on me? And obviously you can't hear what he's saying, but you're just looking at the body language. What is he saying with his body language or her body language? Okay? So that's what we're looking for when we think about looking at the goalie post goal. All right, so that's pretty much it. That's how I like to analyze film. Let's do a quick recap. One, you could just use it to get pumped up. Like, I don't know about you, but when I watch these save edits and I watch these goalies dominating, it gets me in a real positive state. I really want to play lacrosse. So you can use the save edits in that way. Number two, we can review the defense. So start to up our lacrosse IQ from a defensive perspective. We can look at what the offense is trying to do and how the shooters are shooting. I don't know if I mentioned that one, but what kind of shot is it, right? Is it an on-the-run overhand? Is it a step-down sidearm? It is a low-to-high drive from X. All these different types of shots, right, that you're seeing, and how does a goalie play each one of those? So looking at the offense. All right, finally, we'll take a look at the goalie. We'll slow down the tape. We'll go frame by frame. We'll look at the goalie pre-shot. We'll look at the goalie at the release point, and then we'll look at the goalie post-shot. There you go. I hope that helps. Hope that helps you get a little bit more out of each save edit you watch. Take care.